If the Moon is Real by Samantha Bryant. Luciania sat huddled in the forest, curling herself into a tight ball as the patrol ship skimmed the treetops, lights illuminating the forsaken ground. If she were still enough, she might not be seen. They might mistake her for a mossy rock or a tangle of vines. She was certainly dirty enough after her mad scramble through the caves and across the glade. It had been crazy, running away. She would be caught, and when they took her back, it would be worse for her, for all of them. But she had to try. She couldn't live and die underground. She had to feel the light on her skin, smell the water, hear the wind singing. Even if they killed her, at least she would have been alive first, however briefly. A scuttling sound made her whip her head around. It wasn't, as she had feared, a tracker. She didn't know what it was. A creature of some kind. Something black? It did not have spines like the grockle lizard she had chased as a child, nor fur like the moles that blundered into the dwelling chambers when the earth was soaked with rains. This creature had some other kind of covering. It changed shape as it moved. First it had arms that stretched out to the sides, but then they folded back in against the body. It did not appear to have hands, or maybe it did have hands, but they were at the bottom of the creature, where one might expect feet, gripping the gnarled wood it sat upon. Luciania sat up on her knees, trying to get a better look. The creature cocked its head at her, revealing a pointed and sharp nose nothing like her own. The eyes were almost indistinguishable from the rest of the creature, as black as the face that housed them. She touched the flesh of her own face, soft and pliable. She longed to touch the face of the creature and learn how it felt. She stood, reaching out a hand. The creature opened its mouth and spoke, a coarse sound like scraping a flint against a stone, trying to make a spark in the darkness. She felt like she remembered the sound. It almost had a taste, dank and a little bitter. She tried to return the call, but her tongue and mouth were useless for that purpose. She merely grunted, like a child who had not yet learned to speak. The creature spread its strange arms and swung them threateningly. She pulled her hand back. The thwacking sound echoed around her, and as she turned, she realized she was surrounded by the creatures, their black eyes all focused on her. Startled, she jumped back, falling over something unseen in the fading light. She lay on her back, looking up through the branches of the trees. More eyes watched her from the higher branches. Another kind of eyes, large, round, and golden. She squeezed her eyes closed in fear, and when she opened them again, nothing was there. She scrambled back to her feet, grabbing a rock her hand happened to brush against. Maybe she could frighten the black creatures away with it. They had gone. She was surprised to find she felt their absence as bereavement.